Today's show is brought to you by Boat Patana of Boat Avenue and Shambhala, Phuket. For more information on their properties, see the link in the description below. Good morning, Thailand. Welcome to the last day of the week as we bring you all the latest happening around Thailand, give you a bit of a start for the day. The weekend's coming up, so let's fill you with all sorts of information. And we say good morning to Jay.
Hello, Tim. Good morning, everyone.
Great to have you with us as we get into what is going to be a fairly busy program. Yesterday I had to do it all by myself.
Yes, you did.
You know how difficult that was.
Did you miss me?
Yes. Okay, let's start with the COVID figures. Serious stuff, and it looks like we've got a new record.
Yes, Tim, unfortunately, we have a record high of 23,400 in new COVID infections. 388 of them were in prisons, and we had another unfortunate 184 COVID-related deaths. The numbers are still high for the people who are released from hospitals. It's still around 20,000 and up, currently at 20,083. However, 212,179 people are still currently in care.
Okay, all right. So that's the current COVID situation. Of course, if you want to find out more information about that and the latest numbers, we've got the provincial totals, which will be published just after lunchtime at thetiger.com. Right, let's move on to, a slightly happier story as we cross over to Samui.
Yes.
And we spoke to this gentleman, James Francis, a few weeks ago on Good Morning Thailand. And they're doing some good work to help out one of the elephant sanctuaries there.
That's right, Tim. So we have a special message from James sending us all the way from Samui. So here's his message.
สวัสดีครับ ผมชื่อ James นะครับ from Skull Club Koh Samui. Today in Thailand, it's Mother's Day. And today is World Elephant Day. And we're so pleased to be here today and grateful to be able to contribute to the wonderful work that the Samui Elephant Haven does. So in honor of all of our Skull members with birthdays this month in August, we'd like to wish them a happy birthday. Wish happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And encourage all of you who can to please help and donate to the wonderful Samui Elephant Haven. Thank you.
So nice little message there from James. If you want to get involved with that project, we've got the link in the description under this video. Thanks very much, James, for sending that in. Now, a new segment we've got. We're going to call this Only in Thailand. We'll do this once a day. Some of the little quirky things that happen in the land of smiles. What have we got for the first one?
Bringing us a little lighthearted news. So, Tim, have you heard of the CP Group?
CP Group. I think it's one of the biggest companies in Thailand.
That is correct. So in today's Only in Thailand segment, we're going to be talking about CP Group buying out the Tesco brand in Thailand and Malaysia.
Right, I know where you're going.
So they bought the rights to the Tesco brand in Thailand and Malaysia for around 10.6 billion baht, and they decided to make a few changes. So what they've done is they've rebranded the name Tesco Lotus. It's always known as Lotus, and they've taken the Tesco out and rebranded it Lotuses. Now, I don't know how else to say this except
with an apostrophe.
With an apostrophe.
Lotus,
so
apostrophe
S. So it's right. Lotuses. Now, and also they've changed the uniform, they've changed the colors to a new pastel turquoise color.
It's teal and yellow.
Yes. And they think that this is more likely to help attract new young customers and make it into a more lifestyle mall. And apparently the lowercase s stands for smart, because I'm guessing they want to make it more, smart. And as you enter the mall, this hypermarket / supermarket, a lot more
funky,
savvy with technology, funky.
The problem is if you're going to sort of use grammar in your name, you need to sort of then apply grammatical principles, I'm thinking. So the problem is, how do you describe the car park there? Is it Lotus's car park? Is it Lotus apostrophe S car park?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how you You used to say, oh, I'm going down to Lotus. Now you say, I'm going down to Lotus's.
I think everyone's just going to say going down to Lotus.
Well,
it's never going to change. But if they wanted the S for smart, they should have just called it Lotus Smart instead of Lotus apostrophe S.
Yes, good idea. Or Lotus with a big capital S or something.
So it left a lot of people confused. Now, I have been seeing comments from our past episodes to address this. So I thought today, for our new segment, it would be the perfect thing to talk about.
Interestingly, though, is we just spent the past 2 minutes talking about it.
Yes.
So what that would be described in by their PR department is free advertising. So there you go. Yeah. Well done, Lotus's.
Yeah.
We're going to have a quick break, and we'll be back after that break. Thank you very much to our sponsor, Shambhala, and we'll be back with some big news around Thailand today. Today's show is brought to you by Boat Patana of Boat Avenue and Shambhala, Phuket. For more information on their properties, see the link in the description below.
Welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. It's now time for Thailand's top stories with Tim.
Thanks, Jay. A new plan has recruited 2,000 pharmacies to aid in Bangkok's home isolation program in order to assist in COVID-19 diagnosis and treatment. The Pharmacy Council of Thailand brought in pharmacies across the city to provide service for people isolating at home. The plan was put in place hinging on the purchase of 8.5 million antigen test kits the government pharmaceutical organisation was arranging to purchase. Rather than allow at-risk people to spread infection by going to pharmacies to get the test kits and possibly bungle the process, pharmacies are tasked with receiving and then distributing the test kits to those in need. The kits are being given free of charge, and pharmacies can give advice on how to take the test. That part of the plan hit a snag as the GPO's choice of antigen test kits, a 70 baht bargain from a Chinese manufacturer, was maligned by the Rural Doctors Society, who complained that the brand had been pulled from American shelves after the US FDA warned of its ineffectiveness. The GPO has delayed signing the contract, saying the kits would be further tested. On the back of the news that the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand has approved airlines to schedule charter flights in and out of Phuket, officials announced that the Sandbox Express Bus, set up last week to transport Phuket Sandbox travellers to their exit flights from Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport, will be discontinued after August the 16th. The bus was set up after domestic flights in and out of dark red zones were grounded by government COVID-19 safety orders, and some sandboxers were stuck trying to get to their departing flights from Bangkok's main airport. It's been running for 3 days a week, leaving Phuket early every Monday, Thursday and Saturday. Police are contemplating pursuing legal action against the parents of young protesters that allegedly vandalised public property while attending the recent pro-democracy protests in Bangkok. Police announced at a press briefing yesterday that multiple suspected vandals are teenagers that have been arrested for similar offences in the past. So, police are now mulling whether to file criminal charges against the suspected vandals' parents, as the police see it as a failure on the parents' part by not restraining their children. 13 protesters are currently in police custody after the turbulent protests at the Din Dang intersection and Victory Monument this week. Police in Khon and Chiang have arrested 3 people with about 3,500 guns and nearly 1 million bullets stocked for online sales. Police arrested a 38 and 43-year-old in Chiang with illegal guns and bullets, altogether valued around 50 million baht. The arms were stored in 5 locations in the 2 provinces. The guns had been smuggled into the country from Indonesia, Sweden, the US, Turkey, Spain and China. Customers around the country placed orders via the Line app and made payments via banks. They would receive the illicit merchandise via a parcel delivery company. And the bizarre story of a man missing for 15 years being found after going viral because he fell in a well has now come to a happy ending after being reunited with his long-lost family. 15 years ago, the now 55-year-old, called Lamed, went missing, and since his body was never found, his family never gave up hope that he was alive somewhere. Then a few weeks ago, the man was looking down into a well in Satahip, Chonburi province, lost his balance and plummeted to the bottom. After 5 hours of shouting for help, someone found him. Rescuers arrived to help him out and pulled him out of the well. The story, reported on social media, made its way to his family in Surin, who spotted their long-lost relative and contacted the Facebook page. Officials found the man who tearfully made a video call to his family he hasn't seen or spoken to in 15 years, and the officials pledged to see him reunited. After a few COVID kerfuffles, he was eventually reunited with his family. The full story about where he'd been for 15 years hasn't emerged, but at least one happy ending to that story. Well, that's some of the main news stories from around Thailand. Coming up next, we've got your comments on Good Morning Thailand, but for now we're checking out the regional headlines with Jay.
There were a total of 4,989 infections in Tokyo yesterday. Medics have said that the uncontrollable COVID-19 spiral in Japan akin to a natural disaster. The Malaysian Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin is resisting demands to bring forward a parliamentary confidence vote. The king has now joined the chorus of calls for him to prove his majority. Hong Kong's population has declined by 1.2% in the past year. As more and more people leave, 90,000 more residents have departed than move into the city. Myanmar's junta claims they had nothing to do with an alleged plot to attack the Burmese ambassador to the UN, who has defied the military and backed the pro-democracy movement. The Singapore government will adjust foreign worker policies to address concerns among locals over competition for jobs in the city-state.
Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Thailand, the final day of the week. Now time for your comments. And we had plenty of comments yesterday as we were doing a live program.
Yes, we did.
Sort of thinking we might do that maybe once a week. I don't know. What do you think? Do you want us to do live once a week? It's difficult for us to do it every day for a number of reasons. But we might do it once a week. I don't know.
Sure.
Interested in hearing what you think about it. We've got some comments, starting with Steve.
Yes, so I've got some comments from our last episode of Good Morning Thailand. I have a comment here from Steve who says regarding the Barbie girls. Sorry, not the Barbie girls,
so
the
we
Barbie
spoke
dolls.
about Barbie dolls and the
Yes.
fact that they just released 5 Barbie dolls.
Yes.
People were saying, why did you spend 10 minutes talking about Barbie dolls the other day? For the Tokyo Olympics, but
Yes.
not one of them looked even vaguely Asian.
Yes. So Steve says, for Thailand, how about a bar girl Barbie that talks? You pull the string and she says, "Hello, sexy man, I go with you." I'm guessing that's what the voice would be.
Can you just do the voice again, please?
No,
Go
just
on.
rewind.
Go, play. Give it a go.
"Hello, sexy man, I go with you."
Oh, dear. All right.
To which Robert Reynolds further commented saying that, was there a Barbie doll made of the New Zealand transgender weightlifter? Because yes, for the first time in Tokyo Olympics, we had a transgender athlete.
Okay, from New Zealand.
Yes.
Well, I think that the whole issue about Mattel and Barbie being inclusive, it's impossible for them to be inclusive of every ethnicity and
Yes.
every bit of social divergence. So I think probably Mattel are getting a little bit of, well, free advertising, I would say.
Yeah.
Poor old Barbie, she's going to be sold out around the world just because of us.
Yeah.
You got another one?
I have another comment here from Dun Romain, who was actually talking about a trivia regarding national public holidays. Now, yesterday we had a public holiday because it was Mother's Day in Thailand.
Which was the Queen Mother's birthday.
That is correct. And Dun Romain was talking about how Thailand is one of the countries with the highest number of public holidays. However, Dun Romain, Thailand is not. So I did a little bit of research, and according to worldatlas.com, Thailand is about 5th or 6th. Currently, Cambodia has the highest number of public holidays at 28 days.
In the world.
In the world. Sri Lanka is 25, and India and Kazakhstan in third place at 21. Thailand has only 16 official public holidays.
Yeah, I think here at our company, we celebrate 16 of the public holidays.
Yes.
But the problem with us, as far as the Thaiger is concerned, is that the news still happens on public holidays. So we have to somehow find ways of having people here to report the news. So this is an ongoing problem for us.
We do have a lot more, holidays that are no longer holidays. So we had some religious holidays before that are no longer holidays anymore. So perhaps the number's gone down.
What about the country with the least? Where don't we want to live?
Well, on the list, near the bottom were like countries like Singapore, Italy, Denmark, with having 11 or less. So that's, very efficient countries that don't want to celebrate anything. So don't go there.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
joking, by the way. They're excellent countries.
We got another one from Emerson Shea April,
Yes.
who says,
Oh, love the new set. Now that you've mentioned it, what's behind the venison blinds?
he said venison blinds.
Venison blinds.
I think
to
he
which-
means Venetian blinds.
Yeah, to which another commenter commented, a deer. So thank you, Emerson, firstly, for
Let
the
me
comment.
have a little look here. What do we got?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, we can't actually open the blinds, so what we'll do is, here is what you'll see if we opened up the blinds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I've got some comments from Ambient Mopar. Thank you for commenting. He said, a thought, how to have an alcoholic beverage with your meal. Visit a store, a 7-Eleven, Lotus's, etc., which sell such drinks. Also purchase food to be eaten. Exit the location, find a shaded spot and enjoy. I think he's talking about the situation in a place like Phuket, for example, where you can't have an alcoholic beverage with your meal in a restaurant.
That's correct.
And if you're in a dark red zone, you can't even go to restaurants at the moment. But yes, you can still purchase alcohol at all the usual places, at the usual times,
Yep.
but you're going to have to do it probably by yourself if you don't want to attract the attention of the local constabulary. Ryan Yates says, never ever put a picture of yourself on a green background online. Bad things happen. I posted this photo a couple of days ago. We've got a new green screen here in the studio, and I posted the photo, but maybe somebody's going to do something nasty with that. They haven't so far.
Yeah.
Usually there's a guy, can't remember his name, but he keeps on sending photos of you and me, but he puts hair on our heads, like long hair down to here.
Oh, does he? Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can come up with this time.
And Scott D, thank you very much, one of our members, who says on the positive side, he's talking about the comment section, which sometimes is toxic. But he says on the positive side, making or reading comments on YouTube or Facebook makes some people feel connected, which is good. However, I'm wondering if posting comments is a waste of time. What's your opinion on this issue? My opinion, having to wade through all the comments on Facebook, on our website, on Thaiger Talk, and of course on YouTube. Did I mention YouTube twice? Facebook, whatever. Is that there are a lot of people who are trolling. There's a lot of comments we have to delete for legal reasons. There are comments we have to delete for libel reasons.
Yep.
And there are some comments which are just simply nasty, vile, and some of them quite violent as well. It's really difficult to run a comment section.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're a private company, and you are our guests on our website. And we try hard to allow you to say a lot of things about a lot of comments and give you a lot of latitude to express your opinions. But there has to be a line. It's not a free-for-all. And every single media company has got this problem where they're trying to report the news and then people are responding or engaging to that news. But sometimes they just push it too hard and then they complain when their comments are deleted. That's a very difficult thing to work out, Scott. I mean, we are still trying to figure out the best way to cope with comments. Yep. Also, the various platforms that we're hosting on have their own laws about, or their own guidelines about what they'll accept. So on YouTube, for example, you may post a comment, it could be deleted by YouTube before we even get to see it. Often people say, why are you deleting our comments? I say, well, we haven't deleted your comment. The thing is, we never got to read it in the first place. So yeah, difficult thing. We're all trying to find our way through this new world of social media. We're doing our best. That's about all I can say on that.
Thanks for the comments, Scott D. Hope all is going well in Chicago there.
All right, and with that, we'll thank all our commenters. We'll get to some more comments next Monday. But in the meantime, let's head around Thailand and check out the weather in your part of the world. In the capital for the last day of the week, 33 degrees today and generally overcast, up to 34 tomorrow, then down to 30 on Sunday. Over the weekend, there'll be some good old wet season combinations of sun, cloud and rain. Down to the southern island of Phuket and the Sandbox, temperatures of 28 degrees for the next few days and some wet season weather there. Generally sunny, a bit of cloud and some occasional rain, clear skies. And in Nakhon Ratchasima, representing the northeast of Thailand, we've got generally clear skies, temperatures of 33 degrees, then down to 30 on Sunday. Not sure what's happening on Sunday around the country. Seems to be a general drop in temperatures. Temperatures down to 24 degrees overnight and some wet season combinations of cloud, sun and some occasional rain. Up to the north of Thailand, generally clear skies there as well. Temperatures of 33, 31 and 29 over the next 3 days. Temperatures down to just 23 degrees overnight and some wet season skies up there. And to the central Gulf Coast, and we've got temperatures of 33 over the next 2 days, then plunging down to 27 on Sunday. We've got very clear air there today, and we've got some sunshine popping its head out at some stage during today. And in Pattaya, in Bang Lamung, we've got very clear skies, temperatures of 30 for the next 2 days, then down to 27 again on Sunday, and we've got temperatures getting down to around 27 at night with a few showers as well. Temperatures dropping about 3 or 4 degrees on Sunday right around the country. Okay, that's the program for today. What have you got lined up for the weekend?
Fun and fun by myself.
Right. I don't want to know any more. Thank you to Jason for pressing the buttons. Thank you for being part of the program. We want you to have a fantastic weekend, and we look forward to presenting all the news to you next Monday on the next Good Morning Thailand.